Hey, woke stars, welcome back to Anu Grace Journey. I'm Anu, helping you awaken to your true nature of love with more grace and ease. So, today we are going to break down these current cosmic energies. It's an energy update. We're going to talk about how these cosmic energies from July 4th to July 15, 2020 is helping us pause and connect so that we can learn how to show up to life more whole. Okay, we're going to talk about July 4th, July 5th, lunar eclipse in Capricorn. We're going to talk about July 8th, Mercury squares Mars, and what's going on currently with Mars in Aries and Cancer, trining Neptune in Pisces. All right, so let's get started. All right. So basically, let's see where we are. Okay, so we have some cosmic themes going on right here from July 4th to July 15th, 2020. And these cosmic themes are going to they're going to bring in some real big reality checks for us. It's going to have us look at our desires. It's going to have us look at our core wounds, our ambitions. It's going to have us tune into a deeper level of discernment, vulnerability, and soul growth. All right, so we got to stay connected for that. All right, so we're going to break down these cosmic energies before we begin. Let's just breathe. Let's take 3 nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Let's become present. Just become present. Understand that there's nothing to do but this right here, right now. Okay, so first of all, why the change in video style? All right, so if you've been watching any of my videos or reading any of my content, you'll know that I've kind of been on a pause from social media. And this pause is just really what these cosmic energies are having us to do right now. And I'm pausing and I'm learning new ways of doing things, is basically what these cosmic energies are helping us do. And I'm realizing that, my energy updates, I have so much information I want to share, and sharing it in 10 minutes on an IGTV video, it just doesn't give me the space and time that I need to share everything. And I don't like feeling rushed. Okay. We like to live in the moment, right? And take our time with doing things. And I'm expanding in new directions. I'm learning new things. So I'm really grateful. And I hope this way of doing things will help us really get clear with notes and different things we can see on screen that can help us really get clear of what these cosmic energies are showing us and revealing to us. And I'm still growing. It's still about expanding. Even when we're on a pause, we can still be expanding, right? So, let's see. So, let's talk about this Capricorn lunar eclipse that occurred July 4th and July 5th, 2020. Okay, the themes that really showed up with this Capricorn full moon lunar eclipse for me was desires, expectations, and agendas. Okay, it's really tapping deep into our desires, expectation, and agendas. And basically with our desires, what it's doing is it is helping us make sure that our hearts, that our desires are aligned with our values. Because when our desires are aligned with our values, then we know that our desires are coming from our heart and not from something superficial. So these energies of this full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn is really going to have us look at the expectations we hold, the agendas we have, that are tied to our unique core wounds. All right. Are we wanting things because we're trying to feel, we're trying to fill um a sense of lack, okay? Because that is not a true desire. That's not a heart's desire, okay? Our heart's desire deals with our core values, um, our vision, what we most want to see in the world, right? And so basically, these energies of this full moon lunar eclipse, which I'm still feeling in Capricorn, if we remain aware through it, if we remain present through it, it is going to help us turn our core wounds into wisdom, turn our wounds into wisdom. And it's going to do this by bringing up triggers of disappointment. Why? Okay. To reveal where we are clinging, okay, where we're holding on to expectations, where we're trying to control outcomes. And why is that? Because it wants us to look at our core wounds that drive our agendas. It wants us to look at those wounds that drive our agendas. I'll give you an example. So, a personal example for me is that some of the core wounds and triggers that are coming up for me have a lot to do with victimhood, okay, codependency, shame, not enough programming. Those things are what's coming up. That's what's driving the disappointment, because it's having me look at where my desires are coming from. Are my desires coming from this sense of victimhood, this sense of codependency, this sense of shame, this sense of not enough programming? Because if my desires are coming from that place, okay, it's not true desires. It's not my heart's desires. It's not based on my core value and how I am looking, how I really choose to see my reality, okay? Because we are co-creators of our reality, right? So how we choose to see our reality, that is where our core values are, all right? And that is aligning our core values to our hearts, all right? And we create from that space. When we create from that space, we're more expansive. All right. And so we have Mercury squares Mars, and Mercury squares Mars July 8th, 2020. And the themes that's going to address for us, the themes that's addressing for us, I should say, is it may drum up some tension in communications, because Mercury, with Mars, it's all about communications, and it's going to drum up this tension around in our communications, and in these communications are going to be about ambition, passion, and drive, okay? So look at those communications that have to do with our ambition, our passion, our drive, okay? And see where there's tension, where there might be tension. Why? Because this tension is revealing for us where there is self-doubt, um where we need to start um disconnecting from self-criticism and outer criticism, because it's having us embody higher levels of confidence. And confidence, it can't it can't run side by side with self-doubt, right? So basically these tensions in communication is going to have us look at where we are doubting ourselves, okay, and um have us discern the energies of doubt, the energies of criticism. Where do I feel criticized? Where do I feel judged? Where do I feel shamed? And let's work through that. Let's send ourselves love, okay? And let's disconnect from anything that is feeding our inner critic, right? So that we can embody higher levels of confidence during this time, right? So we have the sun in Cancer trining Neptune in Pisces. And the themes are going to be, it's Cancer is very emotional. And this is what I've been feeling. It's been a very emotional time for me. And why? Because this sun in Cancer trining Neptune and Pisces, it's going to hammer in some real huge reality checks. I mean, big reality checks. And if we stay open and aware, we'll be able to catch them like, wow, I never saw that like this before. It'll open up a different way of seeing things, a different way of seeing ourselves and how we show up in the world, okay? And it'll have us tune into a new way of being in the world. That is a reality check. When we start getting these reality checks where it's showing us, hey, you think you got it, but here's another way to do it. Here's another way to be in the world that's more expansive. And when we tune into that, when we open up to that, when we open up to new ways of being in the world, okay, there's soul growth. So that is where the emotion is coming in. It's coming in from these reality checks. And if we stay open, we'll continue to grow through this, right? So basically, we are being asked during this time from July, from the beginning of July, mid-July, we are being asked to pause, listen, and discern, okay? Because it is an emotional time because of the reality checks that show up where there's room for us to grow, okay? It's a time to not jump right into anything, but sort of like pause and test waters before diving into something. And the reason why we're pausing and testing these waters is we want to see what feels expansive and what feels contractive. Because if we go into something that feels contractive, that is going to be our experience throughout. If we start something that feels expansive, that's going to be our experience throughout. So definitely we're being asked to pause and test the waters on different things, on new ways of being in the world. Okay, pause and test the waters about, is this empowering me, or is it feeding my self-critic? Is it building my confidence, or do I feel shamed? That'll let us know, when it is time to move forward, the direction to move forward in. So now we talk about the moving forward. This is going to start occurring when Mercury moves back into direct mode, okay? On July 12th, 2020, Mercury starts going direct, moving forward, and it's going to help us move forward if we've stayed fully present with everything that, outlined here, right? If we stay fully present with all of that, uh, we're going to move forward with more clarity on our hearts and on our heart's desires. We're going to know what we really want deep from our souls, okay? It's going to help us move forward with more confidence, with more soul growth, making more choices from our state of wholeness. That's what this is all about, all right? And so, as always, I have some tarot cards. And the first tarot card I have is the Ace of Cups, Robin Wood Tarot. And And this Ace of Cups is asking us to feel our emotions deeply at this time and tune into our hearts to open up to new relationships, creative opportunities, and loving connections. Trust in our intuition. This is the reason why this pause is so important. We're being asked to trust our intuition. Find right now, during this pause, it's about finding only what feels good at the time and just going with that and doing that. It's about relaxing and releasing what feels contractive, whether that's beliefs, thought forms, patterns, conditions, vibes, whatever it is. It's time to relax and release what feels contractive so that we can begin to move forward more whole. And I have the Oracle card, all right, the Children card. I pulled the Children Oracle card, and we're being asked with this Children Oracle card to connect to our inner children, to nurture those childlike parts of us that just want to confidently play, create, connect with the world through our innocence. So let's let go and lighten up a little bit. Let's let go of the control. Let's let go of the will and give that will to the universe. Let's lighten up a bit during this very emotional time. Give the universe the wheel and surrender to being guided, not by our agendas, but by our hearts, right? And finally, I have the Namaste card, the blessing of omnipresence. It says, breathe in light and breathe out any unwanted thoughts. Dwelling on what has been or may have been serves no purpose. Feel the healing, omnipresent light that surrounds and fills you. Focus on the present, for it is blessed with infinite potential. And that's what we're being asked to do right now, to come back to this moment, to pause, to listen, to discern, so that when this Mercury comes back moving forward, we are moving forward more whole, more of our true selves. So that pretty much wraps it up, and I pray that what I share here benefits all, and that it benefits you to release anything restricting in pattern, belief, and condition, and to embody more of our innate wholeness. And until next time, I love you so much. Namaste.